let's come to discuss the object diagram. Object diagram shows the objects and values belong to particular class. Class is a generic concept, while the objects are created for each class. Such as, for example, for student class, we can create student 1, student 2, student 3, and so on. Like for product class, we can create different products objects, such that each object has a unique characteristic from other. So the object diagram and class diagram are different. In class diagram, we draw the classes, the generic classes like student class, course class, professor class, department class, attendance class, and then we relate the different classes and mention the dependency types for these classes. Dependency can be association, directed association, aggregation, composition, while there is no such relation type mentioned in the object diagram. So this is the first difference. Second difference is that here we write the specific attributes, while in class diagram we write the generic attribute name that are applicable for all the objects, like student ID, student name, student address, student contact, student blood group are attribute for all the objects that are created for the student class. But for object we specify the object attributes values. We will talk about the values like student ID 1, student name. So we will write a student name, for example, John. So object diagram basically shows the behavior of specific object rather than a class. Purpose of object diagram. Class diagram is drawn to describe the structure of the system, and it is discussed in quite detail in a class diagram, while the object diagram is test cases to verify the accuracy and completeness of the class diagram. So object diagram are further drawn, and the purpose is to test the classes, to test the accuracy and completeness of class diagram. We can say object diagram are drawn as an illustration with some example. Before you create a class diagram, you might create an object diagram to discover facts about specific model elements and their links. But I will clarify this sentence that object diagram are drawn normally after the class diagram to show the behavior of each objects. But here this sentence means that for more clarification and for finalization of complete and accurate class diagram, we create object diagram before finalizing the class diagram. Object diagram shows the relationship between objects belong to particular classes in the system. They are be useful to explain smaller portion of your system. When your system class diagram is very complex, and also sometime modeling recursive relationship in diagram. So let's come to discuss the object diagram for point of sale. The class diagram for point of sale is explained already in last lecture, that was about the class diagram, and different dependency type were mentioned. In class diagram, we took two classes, sale and sale detail. In sale detail, we have one attribute that is a product ID. And in sale, we have attribute invoice number and customer ID. Here we took invoice number, for example, 12, customer ID 1, invoice date 8th August, total sale 1600, that will be calculated after selling these products. amount paid 700 and remaining amount 900. And these are the two objects belong to sale detail classes. These are two classes, and when we, for example, if the sale detail include 10 products, so 10 objects will be created. So these are not classes, these are actually the two objects belong to sale detail, that is sale product 1 and sale product 2. Sale product 1 both belong to same invoice, that is 12, but product IDs are different, and I stated earlier that each object has a unique characteristics. So this product ID is unique, sale price is unique, quantity is unique, total amount calculated is unique. But remember that total amount can be same, but the product characteristics are different. So the basic characteristic of products are these three. And these two objects depend on the sale. So first we have to create a sale with the invoice number 12, and this comes in these two. So with invoice number, these two are linked, and the products detail are here. So these are two other objects that belong to that belong to product class. So this is actually the product class objects, and these are the sale detail class objects. So sale detail product 2 and product 1 are dependent on these objects, because invoice is generated here and products are fetched from here. So this is product 2, 12, product name is cold drink, purchase price is 150, sale price is 200, and stock is 600. So these attributes, the product ID, sale price is fetched from here, and then total amount is calculated. Similarly, for debit class we create object debit account, and for credit class we create object credit account. And these are in association, simple association. This means these are not bound to each other. If this also mean they can exist independently. This does not depend on account, does not depend on sale, but are in association. Association mean we can manually make entries here. Similarly, debit account and credit account depends on the object customer. This is customer 1, customer 1 credit and debit, and customer 1 detail are here, and the specific attribute for these objects are also here. And sale is dependent on the customer, because customer object should be, this means customer object should be first created. If customer object does not exist, we cannot generate the sale for this customer ID 1. And similarly, if product 1 and 2 detail does not exist, we cannot create these two sale detail, product 1 and product 2 cannot be created. So with this example, it is more clear now that object diagram are used to clarify and test the class diagram with example. So sometime requirement analyst draw this diagram to clarify the class diagram. So this was all about the object diagram. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much.